This is going to be a rant. Hello and welcome to my channel. This is a variety channel and I cover a number of topics, but today I'm going to do a rant and it's going to get political immediately. It's freaking hot and humid, so I'm a little extra testy. But here we go. This is specifically about the $50,000 bonus that they are offering to new recruits for ICE. $50,000. So, okay, let me get this straight. We're giving goons $50,000 to beat up, detain, abuse, and kidnap immigrants and citizens of color and tourists. $50,000. Do you know how insane that is? And it helps nobody. Perhaps one family. But at the end of the day, it's helping nobody. A better use of $50,000, a better use of $50,000 would be to pay for people to go to trade school. Why are we paying $50,000 to get people to fucking kidnap people living in this country and kicking them out when we desperately need tradespeople? Affordable housing in this country is non-existent. And part of that is because we lack tradespeople. And when I say tradespeople, I mean electrical, plumbing, HVAC, people who can draw house plans, basic functions to get a building or house built. When you don't have enough of those people, prices go up. Here are some numbers. There was a survey in 2023 of contractors. And among those contractors, 57% said they had trouble finding skilled workers. 90% of general contractors were worried about possible labor shortages. The construction industry in the US heavily relies on immigrant workers, notably undocumented individuals. Total immigrants comprise about 20% of the workforce. That amounts to about 1.6 million immigrant workers and about 1.3 million undocumented workers. So if we're going to kick out our workforce at a time when they're filling jobs that we don't have people for, we have to replace them. And the best way to replace them would be to pay for them to go to school, not pay people $50,000 bonuses to kick them out of the country. But let's keep going, because our money is being misused all to fuck. If you can't tell, this is a big thorn in my side, because I don't know if you follow my channel, but recently I was trying to attempt to get a house built, and in the end, it just really did come down to the lack of trades in small town Midwest America means that tradespeople can charge you whatever the hell they want, and it is outrageous what they are charging. And that all has to do with our lack of skilled workers in this country. So instead of trying to focus on manufacturing and shit like that, which that ship has sailed, we are a service industry, not a manufacturing industry, and we need skilled workers to do our construction jobs. Let's talk about some costs that I've come across. The ICE budget in the big, beautiful fuck America bill is $37.5 billion. It's like literally bigger than some countries' entire defense budgets. If I remember correctly, I read that it's larger than Israel's defense budget. Trump's ballroom, $200 million. And that is it's gonna come out higher than that, you guys. Like, come on, $200 million for a ballroom. And then that's if he pays them, because you know he doesn't like to pay people who do his work for him. And don't get me started on fucking Duffy's nuclear reactor on the moon, which, by the way, is so far being estimated at like $6.2 million. Oh, sorry, no, $6.2 billion. And don't get me started on how much we are spending so that he can go and play golf on the fucking weekends on all of his properties. In his last administration, he charged the government $1,185 a night for rooms at his properties for his agents so that he can be kept secure. 5 times the government rate and 24 times the $50 a night rate the Trump organization claimed that they charged. We all know how he loves to lie about his numbers. In his first term, taxpayers forked over $2.5 million to his organizations. And then, in aside to that, how he's pilfering our money from the government. They just took nearly $1 billion out of the nuclear safety fund to pay for the upgrade on that shitty Qatar plane that is not even going to be done by the time he leaves office, but he's still going to get to keep for his library, which is not going to be built within his time. And so he's just going to get to keep it and fly it around. Our money so he can fly that plane. Now, that's a lot of money costing us. But don't you worry, they're making up for it by cutting stuff. Like SNAP to feed kids at $300 billion over 10 years. Medicare, which is the care for old people and the disabled, and they're cutting that $500 billion. Medicaid for low-income people, often families with children, $100 billion being cut a year. That big, beautiful fuck America bill is going to cost us $450 billion a year added on to our deficit. And most of it is due to tax cuts for the uber wealthy. I gotta tell you, I'm glad I don't have kids that have to inherit that. When your household costs go up, do you start working less and then having less food for your food budget? That makes no sense. The government should be run like a household. You don't cut income while increasing spending. That's stupid. And don't get me started on the other ways we're losing money. Immigrant taxes. People think the immigrants don't pay taxes and don't contribute to the economy, but our country runs on immigrant work. In 2022, undocumented immigrants contributed $96.7 million. Oh, sorry, no, again, billion. $96.7 billion in taxes. And because we're so unhospitable now and detaining tourists, our tourism has tanked. And so far, they've estimated that in 2025, we're going to lose $12.5 billion in tourism income. And in addition to that, it's going to equal job losses, because if people aren't traveling here and staying in hotels and restaurants, there are no jobs for people who work in hotels and restaurants, which I guess works if you're kicking all of people who are working in hotels and restaurants out of the country. But it's still not going to bring in any money. It's all such an egregious misuse of our taxes. It's outrageous. It's our money. But misuse of money, I guess this is how you end up with 6 bankruptcies. 6, many of which were casinos. Who the fuck bankrupts a casino? That's insane. Waste, fraud, and abuse. Where's Doge now? We're giving $50,000 bonuses to goons so that they can abuse and beat up and detain and kidnap immigrants and citizens and tourists. Do you know how insane that is? Christian nation my ass. Now back to your regular programming. Oh yeah, thank you for stopping by and have a great day.